I've been
You know
marinating
that
for a
we're
week
serious
on the
right
end
now.
of last week's session.
All right, we are live. Whether or not we are actually live is to be determined. But I hit the button.
We are Schrodinger's live.
Are you live?
Schrodinger's
I
live.
don't know.
Schrodinger's live. That's terrible. Oh, what? Okay, so it hasn't given me the notification, but I did click on the channel and it does say we're live.
Cool.
Yay!
Yay!
It's just
Hooray.
not, the notification hasn't gone out though. So. Hold on, I have to turn my Twitch down too. Hold on.
Hi,
Hold on.
Internet.
Yeah.
I'm a mess. Hold on. Okay.
We knew that one.
See the notification?
One job.
Not yet. I don't think. Chat hasn't gone off in chat yet.
No. I'm watching Twitch ad.
You're watching Chad? Who's Chad?
It's
Who's Chad?
ad.
I think
All right.
Thank you,
We-
Joseph.
we should be good. I
We should be
imagine.
all right.
I think we
All
should
right.
be okay.
I believe we're live.
Welcome. Well, hold on. Well, actually, no. I don't. I learned.
No.
I learned that the original Decisions and Dragons dance was not as fucking frenetic. There it is. There's.
Yeah, but it gets bigger and better every episode.
I don't want to take my headset off.
Then don't take your headset off. Just like
Right.
hold
We don't
It's the end of the year. You should be literally falling out of your chair.
It's almost happened a couple times.
All right,
You
well,
don't, if you don't pull something at least like
Oh.
once a month.
God, that's my. That's the reason for my neck problems.
Probably.
It's because every single week on Wednesday nights I go, "Welcome everyone to Decisions and Dragons."
There you go. Done. Didn't have to take your headset off.
Yeah.
See, I did it. Ow.
You still
Oh.
hurt yourself. Good job.
Yeah, it's there. It's because I do this. My neck just disappears into my shoulders, and I just do
Turtle,
this.
turtle.
Turtle. Welcome everyone.
Amazing.
As we left off our party of Fiona's 5, I'm going with it. Sorry.
No,
That's
that
what you
is
guys have
a
given me.
terrible fucking name. Why do we need a
No.
name?
Because every party has to have
No,
a name.
we don't. That is an awful name.
I don't have to do what everybody else does.
No,
Okay.
no, that is
Everyone
not
else
our
jumped off
name.
a bridge. Would you jump off too?
I'm sorry. Did you have a alternative suggestion?
First
No,
of all, I
you didn't.
suggested that name
So
in
we
the
are
first place as
Fiona's
a
5.
joke, and we are not Fiona's 5. Kendra's leaving.
Yeah.
We
It's-
talked about this.
It's like Big Daddy V. We said it ironically as a joke, and then it just won't stop.
Yeah. And I hope you learned a very valuable lesson.
Stop doing
I mean,
that.
the Mighty 9 was a spur of the moment decision because Liam was like, "We keep saying 9. We're pretty mighty. There, yep." And it worked.
Yep.
So,
Stop.
So, what has Fiona's 5 been up to
Nope.
recently?
What is the unnamed party up to? I refuse to call it that. That
Or
is
go
not
fuck
our
yourself.
name.
party.
It's Fiona's 5.
No, thank you.
The party did battle with
There you
a
go.
dusk hag while in the reverie walks in
What party?
Thingorn.
Stop it.
Moving on. After doing battle with this fearsome creature while the land around them continued to change shape as the battle grew more and more intense, they encountered a little girl hiding in the trunk of a tree who advised them on how this part of the reverie walks works. Advising that if one stays focused and relaxed, the reverie walks actually become a little bit more peaceful. And due to a very clutch banishment roll by one Arathea, the party managed to do so, and when the hag had returned, she was nothing but an old crone. She quickly shuffled off, the party letting her live, and they discovered that Ellis was a girl with strange glowing runes on her body. She had stated that she felt the most safe in the walks because she has been hunted by people over an undetermined amount of time. And the party, being the wonderful adoptive parents that apparently they are, decided to agree to take Ellis to, I believe it was Whitestone. That was the idea that you guys were going with?
Theoretically.
Possibly.
Got it. Okay. You made your
Like
way.
all parenting, you know, you gotta roll with the punches.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it was the first place that came to mind.
It
we
makes
have
sense.
we have some. Yeah, we gotta discuss that because there's some things that came to mind, to Faraday's mind. So we gotta talk
Have a
about that.
conversation?
We gotta have a conversation about it.
Well, you all have made your way back to the trail that is weaving through this seemingly grassland. The wildlife is still very, I almost want to say alien, in that you're recognizing, the kind of trees and the bushes and the shrubs and everything, but everything just seems more lively. As at this point, the sun has now started to set, and now it's getting a little bit more of a cool breeze moving through the trail as you continue forward. Did you want to have any conversations or anything in this moment?
Actually.
When you
I am
Oh, you go first.
just gonna be playing a little tune, trying to keep positive thoughts amongst the group.
While you're doing that, do you mind letting the dog out?
Yes.
Thank you.
I like it.
So when you left off last week, the feather that Arthea had just plucked from my wings
Yeah, a little bit.
Created in fiendish.
disintegrated with some like necrotic looking energy, and
Yeah,
it
it was
did the
bad.
voice that we could both hear.
Yeah, it was bad.
Oh.
So based on that, I assume we're kind of the same spot. Cadriel literally just stops walking and freezes in place, like, and looks at Arthea.
Oh. Yeah,
And-
she tossed the feather down. Like as
See
soon
that?
as it started to get
Fade.
consumed,
Mhm.
because that's glowing green energy. It's one of those you don't really know what it is, but you know things that glow with this particular color are usually these are not good things. And she just kind of chucked it.
Now I will look at the others to see if they look like they heard anything as well, or if it is clearly just Arthea and I that heard that.
I'll give you that with a passive insight. You look at the other compatriots and you don't see any visible shifts after that voice had rang through yours and Arathea's ears.
Shouldn't be with you anymore. This is dangerous. If he can find me, even with the necklace.
I doubt it's any safer if you go elsewhere.
Safer for you?
Not necessarily. That was in my head too.
I will say at this point, Thurston, Faraday, you can register that Cadriel has stopped walking, and there's a little bit of conversation happening behind you.
I'll stop and just kind of look over my shoulder. Not say anything, just patiently wait.
Is everything okay, guys?
Yeah, sorry, it's fine. Let's go.
You need to tell them.
Not now.
No, not right now, but soon. We can deal with it better together. You going off on your own, that's you following a path someone else is laying out for you.
Yeah, but if I stay with you, all it puts the rest of you in danger.
Maybe. I mean, none of this seems to be very safe in general, and at the very least, it's our choice. You don't get to take that from us.
Stay for now.
Later.
I'll see this through, and then I'll make a decision. Start walking again, slowly.
Okay.
I will bring up the rear.
Okay.
I also wanted to kind of to try to gauge, now that it is sunset, We came in around midday.
Yes.
Based on the amount of actual time between when we arrived and sunset, does it feel accurate? Like that amount of time has passed that we have actually been walking around for, say, 6 hours or so?
Make an Arcana check.
Okay. Ooh. Oh, should I use the new dice?
Yes. Unless they're traitors like my new dice.
So much anger.
Oh, okay. No, they are not traitors.
Or natural.
Yeah.
25.
Oh, Jesus fucking. Well, ask the wizard to roll an Arcana,
Arcana
check.
check.
That's on me.
I mean, at least she didn't take keen mind and ask you that.
Jesus.
I did not take keen mind specifically for that reason.
You have been in the Reverie Walks for maybe 2 hours.
Okay.
And registering how it's already sunset, you can definitely key in that time is moving a little bit differently in here.
Okay. That's what I was concerned about.
Actually, I have a question. DM, speaking of time, do I have a level of exhaustion or anything like that from the delirium?
Yes, you will have 1 level of exhaustion.
Good
Just
times.
to make sure.
So I guess when I catch up to Faraday and the others, um, I'll kind of point toward the sunset and say, I think feels like time is running a bit faster in here. Doesn't seem like we've been here long enough for the sun to be going down.
That's probably accurate, given
sense.
the connection the city has to the Feywild. Time doesn't move the same way it does on the material plane.
Are we in the Feywild?
I don't, well, I guess I wouldn't know. Faraday, Dermot?
Thought the city hadn't moved yet.
Uh,
Cujo, we would know if the city had moved, right? Because like it's like a whole thing. It's like a whole production. No.
So, everybody, actually, given Arthea's Arcana check that she had made, I'll say that this is sort of connected. So, you gather that the Reverie Walks, you know that it's not directly in the Feywild, but you know that through some stories that you've read, that if there was a ley line that was devoted to Feywild magic, the walks and this statue that's at the center of it is right on it. So it might not be in the Feywild, but it's essentially the closest to being in it without actually being in it. It's like its own little pocket Feywild. So yeah, from what, and this is for all of you, you guys know that that the city hasn't been transported yet into the Feywild.
I'm just thinking, I mean, there wasn't. Do you remember how long we had before they, at least the planned shift? Because if time is running differently, we're gonna have to be real careful, or else when we come out of here, if we come out of here,
We could miss
it
it.
might not be back to our plane.
Allura said a month, but
A month.
she might not
Yeah.
know.
Oh.
Typically, they run on a. From what I could tell, it was as much of a schedule as they could muster, but the whims of elves, who knows? You have a point. If we only had days, then this is as close to the Feywild as I want to be, and even that was
Yeah.
too close for comfort.
Yeah, I'm kind of hoping that you and Dermot can maybe give us a intro to Feywild lesson. What not to do, touch, say, think.
Touch nothing. Agree to nothing. Pick a new name. Do not
But
give
I
it
like
any.
my name.
Yeah, but if you give it to somebody, you are actually giving it to them.
You
You
mean
actually see
give-
Ellis looks directly at Thurston. She nods.
As far as I know, not Ellis. See?
She gives a thumbs up.
So not Faraday?
She kind of pauses for a second.
Well,
I have a different name.
That's fine. I mean,
Something else to keep in mind, and I'll look mostly at Cad and Arathea. You do not belong here. And the cut and the rules that you're used to don't apply. It is, let's just say, in everyone's best interest and for the sake of ease, that you play along and try not to ruffle any more feathers than is absolutely necessary.
that is perfectly fine by me. I am happy to let you do all of the talking and the guiding and really pretty much the everything.
And Dermot looks pointedly at Cad.
I look pointedly back at Dermot.
So think about your names. Pick something. Do not pick a name that belongs to someone you care about.
A name
just to be safe.
completely unrelated.
So just a random name.
Random
Not
is
like a
good.
name of someone, not like someone you hate.
No.
That'd be bad too.
I suppose you could do that.
That would be dangerous.
Kind of mean though, right?
Anyone who does that certainly earns the hate of that person, though.
I don't know. And like Faraday's holding Alice's hand still, but like she's looking rough. And
Yeah.
she's
She was pretty rough at the end too, wasn't
yeah,
she?
yeah. Girl's got her homegirl's got 10 hit points.
Maybe we need to. Should we like? Do we want to keep walking, or do we want to take a moment?
I
want
to keep walking.
You want to finish this as soon as possible?
I want to finish this as soon as possible. I don't like this Feywild, not Feywild. We can tell you all the rules that we know, and they might not be applicable here. It may, if you choose to give up a name that is of someone you know or hate or care about, it may apply. And you may rope someone else into something because we're on the material plane. If we're in the Feywild, I don't know. We're gonna have to run by the rules we know, but even this place is...
Best to think of something unique.
Yes.
So are we supposed to call each other by these fake names as well? Like, I mean, if I call you by your name, does that give that person who hears it the whatever, I guess, power or authority they would have?
Possibly.
Like, there's like he's like
Entirely possible.
He's like now in this like thought spiral. He's like, what? Now I've got to.
It started as a straight line and is now quickly becoming a spider web.
Yeah.
What if
And
you?
Dermot and Faraday are simply, yeah, maybe.
Yeah, maybe.
Is Faraday actually your name? Because that hag seemed to take the appearance of somebody that had the same name as you.
Right.
He did kind of run off shouting Faraday.
Did. She, yeah. Yeah. And she kind of looks off, like, in the distance of, like, I assume we're, like, not total, like, we're out of sight of the
Yeah,
the clearing we were
the
in.
clearing and all that have passed by.
Um,
And now it's starting to become a little bit more wooded. You're noticing a little bit more trees that are sort of having this overhang canopy. So
okay. She still looks in kind of, like, the direction we all came from. And says, she actually looks to you, Arthea. I don't know about palette elves, but a lot of elves choose their names. They're born with a name.
Yeah.
And then,
Well,
and
we're given a name when we're born, and
And then
then choose a name once we come of age. Usually something. I think I think it's a tradition that goes back thousands of years. So,
I wasn't raised by elves. And then she kind of looks to the rest of the group. But when we got to the material plane, left the Feywild, I decided to choose my own name. I don't know how old I am, but I decided the day we stepped foot on Taldore, I would be of age, and I would
that was your
choose.
birthday.
She looks at Dermot. When's Faraday's birthday?
Dermot looks at his imaginary watch and says, "Oh, that's today, isn't it?"
She
If
just
I
kind of
asked you that
laughs.
tomorrow,
Probably be tomorrow. I keep
Ellis
track
goes,
of.
And I just give
"That's
you a wink.
best. I want to have my birthday every day."
It is pretty nice, actually.
No, it's so much work. I mean, I like planning a party, but I don't know if I want to plan a party for every single day. Good. I mean, the invitations, the food that goes into that. I don't even think I own enough clothes to have a party every day.
Ellis
I
just
think
looks
you
over at
might.
Simon like, "Isn't it wonderful?"
I don't know, that impromptu birthday party we had for Arthea was pretty
It's fun.
great.
That was
pretty
fun.
good.
Dermot played really good music that night.
I know I'm 3. I have experienced 3 winters.
Oh, okay. Oh,
Sometimes some count their age in seasons.
okay.
But I chose my name. And
Like, how long does winter last?
depends on where you are in the Feywild. I never experienced a winter in the Feywild. Not where I was. My first winter was when we left. She kind of looks around. Singorn. It was winter in Taldore. My first.
Do you like winter?
I love winter.
Did you go sledding?
We did.
You know, when you slide down the hill. Okay. This one make you not everyone's
did.
home. It's a lot.
But Faraday was the name of the person who taught me how to do what I do. And her free hand kind of goes to her hip. Not so much the. And she like pops her hand and like you see the like the glow of the Eldritch Blast. Not so much that, but the other stuff. Her name was Faraday. And that's who that hag got into my damn brain. And she quenches the blast. And mimicked her. I thought I was seeing her again. I thought she'd escaped like we did. And she hadn't.
Was she supposed to come with you? Or
I
follow
wanted-
you, maybe?
I wanted her to. But we got separated, leaving, and she stayed behind to cause a distraction. To make sure
From
we
the
could leave.
Archfey. Have you seen him since we got these necklaces?
Once. And then I heard them when we were fighting the hag. But it was different. Like, they were one, like, their laugh was coming from her. Not in my head.
Question. The laugh that Sam's talking about, are we talking about the non-Archfey laugh that everybody heard that I recognized, or I just don't recall if
No,
There was a lot of
No.
at
laughter.
one point she had heard a Novus laugh, and then she had
Okay.
heard a
Okay.
non-Novus laugh.
Okay.
Yeah. Essentially, Faraday experienced. Essentially, she
So
saw
much laughter.
into so much laughter. Oh
So
my
much
God,
laughter
Thomas.
everywhere.
Creepy as fuck.
Live, laugh, love.
For
Uh,
the least
Oh,
humorous
God.
bit of nonsense
Motto
ever.
of the Feywild.
Oh
I'm gonna get
god.
that painted right up here. People can
In
see
like
it.
bleeding letter.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Yes.
Oh god, that's what Singorn is. Karens of the Feywild.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my god.
They are.
It kind of is, yeah.
I
Yeah,
want to
absolutely
go
are.
home.
Yeah.
Jesus.
They want to speak to a manager.
I mean,
Faraday essentially saw briefly into what was sort of piloting the hag.
Yeah.
And saw Novus. So it wasn't like she was getting a direct message from him, but she could see that the hag was sent by Novus. What happened after that?
That was like
echoed out and across that. That was a whole different thing.
laugh.
It was sourceless. It was everywhere for just the briefest of moments.
you mean the hag laughed then? Not. Well, the hag laughed.
No, I think Novus laughed.
I think he was just sort of puppeting the hag
Mhm.
in some way.
Somehow.
Can he do that with any creature? I mean, he's an archfey, so I guess.
That's kind of a new trick for me. I really hope not. It's gonna make this, and she kind of like moves her
Mhm.
hand around, a little bit more difficult.
Yeah. I mean, I thought, we had to worry about people chasing
Mhm.
us and people we pissed off. And I really want to add, every animal that possibly could be hiding an archfey to the list.
But that's what makes those fake
I
names so
mean,
important.
Ellis
too.
just finished looking at like a squirrel run up a tree, and then she hears that and she goes, like still holding Faraday's
I mean,
hand, but
there's
she's
a-
like in the defensive position.
There's got to be more to it than just controlling anything. I mean, it's got to probably be things that have
Come from the Feywild.
sworn fealty or perhaps have
Died?
or have given their name and thus lost autonomy. Something like
Maybe that's
it
the
can't
thing
be
they have to
anyone.
do. Is that a thing they can do if they have your name? Like,
They can do anything if they have your name.
Dance, puppets,
okay.
dance.
And
I'm gonna just spend some time thinking about names. And we should probably find this woman that we're here and get the
quickly,
hell out of here.
Novus has spies. I would not put it past them to have infiltrated Singorn too, or at least
Yeah.
the walks.
All right. As you continue on,
Actually, as we continue on, who's still hurt real bad from the fight?
I have 40
Pretty
hit
sure
points and a level of
Faraday,
exhaustion.
yeah,
Me. You ain't gonna be able to fix me totally though. That's gonna take a long rest, I think. I don't know how to get those Constitution points back.
Yeah.
She hit me real hard, you guys. Like that
Yeah,
life sucking nonsense took like 30 hit points out. Period. So like,
So like,
she hit me real
in
hard.
terms of rough, like percentage, what is your max right now?
39,
Oh,
What are you at?
10.
Maybe we should-
Heal 8.
Okay,
As I cast Healing Word at 2nd level.
thank you. I'll take it.
Maybe we should rest for a little while.
Take
Alex.
7 more as I do it again.
Ellis actually, as you're healing, and as Kat is saying we should rest, Ellis actually like reaches into her bag and pulls out a like handkerchief and just reaches up for Faraday, as there is actually
Aw.
a little bit of blood from all of the psychic damage. That there was a little bit of blood starting to
Cool.
pool coming out of your eye.
Gross.
I think that might be best. It's okay. I'm here.
At least find a place where we can get off the road. Trail, whatever they call this is.
Yeah.
My experience, from the elves I've seen walk through, typically they walk alone, so their focus is singular. They know what they want to it's difficult to explain, but this
They know
fest,
they know what they're looking for,
right,
and they find it.
right. So if we all need a place to rest and stay, we just need to focus on that.
I guess the other option would be to, if you really want to push on Faraday, focus on this woman we're trying to find.
And
We have a
then we can
description.
leave.
Jeremy, what do you think?
I'm not keen on staying here any longer than we have to. And I know you feel the same way. I would rather finish our business and be back among friendlier company sooner
Debatable.
rather than later.
I wouldn't mind a short breather.
Short rest.
Yeah, just a brief reorient ourselves. We're gonna have to fix this woman in our minds, clearly, so
And actually, I kind of, before I realized I could have just done this, and you see Ellis moves her hands in an arcane fashion, and a minor image pulls up from the ground, and you can see the woman that you were searching for, pretty much matching the description to a T, if a little bit more twitchy. I know it's not supposed to move, but she looks like she's mid-twitch. She's just sort of hunched over. Her posture is terrible, and she's just covered in this moss, leafy sort of gown that looks like it's actually like the leaves are slowly dying. Her hair is just a mess, and yeah, you see your very important person. But Ellis says,
Very helpful. Very, very helpful.
I could have done that earlier. I'm sorry.
No, no.
But she
no.
did do that last time.
She might have.
She kind of gave a description.
No, that is perfect.
So you guys are taking a short rest?
Yeah, let's
I guess so.
take a short rest.
Okay. You guys take a moment at this point, now that the canopy is sort of it's weird. It's supposed to be these walks that are sort of maze-like and labyrinthine, but right now you're on this fully straight, beautiful path with this beautiful canopy of trees sort of lining the way. And as you take a second and just sit, catch your breath, get a little bit of rest for a moment, you look and you can see that there's this very light sort of fog, this nighttime fog just hovering close. Necessarily, speaking to you as an element of danger, but as this fog sort of clears, you see that this trail goes and goes and goes into the distance. So you're finding yourself, and even as you're resting and sort of passively checking on your wounds, whatever it is you're doing, you look behind you and see almost mirrored a path that goes and goes and goes. As you were just in this spot of the Reverie Walks. So go ahead and take your short rest. Anybody who wants to use hit dice, whatever you want to do.
I am going to, during our short rest, I am going to be first playing my Song of Rest. So anybody who regains any hit points gain an additional d6. Just one.
Does that give us temporary hit points?
No, it's just additional healing.
Okay.
Maxes me to 39 at least.
Sorry, guys. For some reason, Discord keeps making you robots like every third word. So I'm going to exit out real quick while everyone's doing healing
Okay.
math. Sorry.
Okay.
Don't apologize, you're good.
How dare you?
The other thing I'm going to be doing is I'm just going to be focusing any extra energy that I have on the woman that we're looking for, hoping to draw her to us.
Okay. Go ahead and make me a wisdom check.
Just straight wisdom.
Straight wisdom.
18.
As you all continue to rest, Dermot, as you are playing, you just sort of focus in on the image that you saw of, oh my god, I wrote the goddamn character name and I still have such
Listen.
difficulty remembering it.
Lissev. Sorvelin.
Listen.
Of Sorvelin, that's right.
Yeah.
You know why it's throwing me off? I keep thinking Sylvanas.
Mm-hmm.
Completely different lore.
Very
Lady,
different.
watch over you.
Anyway, you focus in on the image you saw of Sorvelin. And not just the static image. You also just sort of think of what her mannerisms might be and the story that you kind of know about this person. And as you do, the fog in the distance kind of bunches a little bit, but the trail still continues forward. So the fog in the distance, it sort of coalesces a little bit, but there's not much else going on.
Okay.
With a short rest, I am changing my Whispers of the Dead proficiency to Survival from Nature.
Okay, cool.
I am going to spend the short rest literally resting and recovering. And I'm going to use Arcane Recovery to regain my 4th level slot.
Okay. Arathea.
Uh-oh. Just just regaining a spell slot?
Leave me alone.
As you are sort of rejuvenating your arcane energy, you feel that meditating in this place
Oh yeah.
is strange. Um, Even at home, meditating was sort of essentially just a replacement for sleep. It's just a way of calming your nerves and getting ready for the day, whatever it is that you needed to do. But here, as an elf, you feel this connection. And the sounds of the nighttime creatures around you are replaced instead with sounds of combat far off in the distance. You can hear what sounds like an army of some kind clashing against something titanic in size. You feel, and this is all just through auditory. You don't see anything. You're just feeling this. And you hear part of a conversation. Sounds like somebody in a position of authority giving orders in Sylvan. They are saying, in order to survive, we must retreat. And you hear some arguing that they are our people. We're of their blood. We should stay and fight. And then you hear this arguing continue before finally the first voice, whoever it is, this male figure, states that for the survival of their elf kind, they specifically really punctuate their, we must retreat and find safety somewhere. And for the first time, your vision sort of clouds into view this image, almost like you're waking up for the first time and you're seeing this army of white-haired elves, clad in armor, weapons at their side, turning away as you see the rest of Elven civilization fighting this betrayer god. And you realize that this was during the calamity. And just as you have that vision, it sort of disappears like a wisp of smoke as a breeze rolls by. And these sounds of the nighttime ambiance make their way back to your senses.
Her eyes will pop open. And she's kind of sucks in a deep, very shaky breath.
That girl was probably watching her to see if she has any more nightmares. Are you okay?
Yeah. I was. That was weird. Like, normally, I don't know if I explained this to you before, but trancing is kind of it's a way to kind of center yourself. So you're not, you can use it to organize thoughts. A lot of elves use it the older they get. to sort through memories and kind of organize their timeline. It's a lot of years to keep track of, a lot of faces, a lot of names. But mostly it's a way to kind of recenter your connection with the world. And I don't have dreams in the same way that I think others do when you sleep. Here, though, it felt like I was seeing, or not even experiencing something from the outside. It's like I'd been, I don't know, popped into a scene or a memory or something.
But not like we've been having, right?
You know, I don't think so. I think this was different. It felt different. The best I can say.
What did
The
you see?
other the other things, the dreams from up in Turst Fields, that was that was unsettling because it was a dream, specifically. This felt like a dream, but I don't think it was.
What you don't have to say, but what did you see?
So here's a good question, DM. Would I have understood the word spoken if I do not speak Sylvan?
Yes.
Okay.
There was something. It was like it's like watching a movie that's sort of badly dubbed over, where they didn't like fix the audio of the people talking, so that you still had the sound of Sylvan in the background, but you had somebody dubbing over.
Lip
Not
flaps don't
shittily
match.
this time. Like it's fine. It's magic. It's great. But like,
It's like the
Just the
lip
TARDIS
flaps don't match.
translation matrix. It got
yeah,
out of whack.
Out of whack. It's
It's
fine.
like when it's when the dub is slightly out of sync with, and it's
yeah.
yeah. Um. Well, I think, and I really can't be sure. I don't really know much about. I know quite a bit about my own kind's history, but not about history of all elves. But I think I saw when my people left, or when we split from, well, my ancestors would have split from those who ended up in Singorn. I mean, I always knew at some point, they would have broken away.
Did it give you any indication why the elves in this place are acting towards you the way they are?
For about the reasons I expected. Kind of assumed it had something to do with either our people deciding to leave them, leave them to their ways, and old disagreements that people still feel very strongly about. I think I expected it to be more of a we don't agree with your politics, or I mean, my people follow a different god. That's not something that's always accepted.
They really wouldn't like me then. I'm on what, 3?
I think there's a bit more to it than that now, but it's something that I it's something that I need to reconcile, think on a
Guess
little
when
bit.
I guess when you live as long as the elves, you can
You
have
can
that
hold a
kind of
grudge.
time to hold a grudge.
Oh, yes. Oh, yes. You can absolutely hold a grudge. You can let it die. You can stuff it. You can nail it up on your wall, and you can stare at it every single day for the next, 2 millennia, 3 millennia. It's only a few generations.
Sounds horrible.
I
I
mean,
think that I am gonna have to agree with Faraday that I'm exhausted, but I want to get the fuck out of here. Especially after what happened back there.
I I think I would agree. If this place does, well, enhance all connections, I don't think I don't want to end up like the woman that we're following. Get lost in my own head.
I just I don't understand places like this. Focus on the thing you want and it'll come to you or you'll come to it. I don't know. I don't know how we're gonna find her.
I think you have to think of it like if you focus in a place like this, a place where there's 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 arcane magic, there's fey magic, there's probably divine magic. You can shape the world around you. So the way that you feel, the way you think.
You hear just this echo, Faraday's voice in the trees around you. Or of Arathia's voice.
I was like,
Listen.
my
Where'd
voice?
Faraday go?
Is
Wait
that
a
what I meant?
second.
Shit happening
Hold on.
again.
Are we rolling initiative? Like, what the fuck?
I just got my hit
Faraday-
points back.
Faraday.
you
DM
hear-
giveth, DM taketh
Take it
away.
Faraday is taking a nap. Thank you very much.
Aw. Let's give her like little, pet her buns.
I'm not petting her buns. I'll let Dermot pet her buns.
Dermot's too polite for that.
That's true.
But it's right about the end of the short rest, as you guys are having this conversation, that you can hear Arathia's words sort of echo back through the trees. And the moment they do, Ellis perks up and pokes at Faraday.
Mm. Okay. All right. Fuck it up.
Sorry.
What?
There's something here, something here, something here, something here, and you just hear this small little chorus in the trees around you once again.
Does that sound familiar? Like, does that like ping something?
Just
Like,
look.
obviously the noise sounds familiar. It's her fucking voice, but like,
Make a perception check.
does she recognize that for anything?
Go ahead.
Literally, as soon as it happens, just staring at Dermot and Faraday, being like, "Is this one of these things?"
That's
I
not
shut
a
up now?
D20. Let's not roll that one.
Correct dice. Is that why you were rolling ones last on Monday?
No, but
Yeah, on a D12, it's a bigger number too, so that one is just staring you in the face like a middle
Yeah.
finger.
right.
It was
One
it was
bitch.
not a D12.
It was
She
all
was rolling
D20s.
nat 1 after nat 1 on a
I heard the
proper
story.
D20.
Yeah, that's a little
Dustin
ridiculous.
saw it. That's good though. I will take that for a 22.
22. Okay.
You have redeemed yourself. Good job.
You
That's all your good rolls for the month.
Yeah.
Fuck.
you can recognize something. It's not Novus. It's not anything to do with Novus, actually.
Mhm.
But you do recognize that these could be a few darklings that are hanging out in the trees.
Fuck.
And if there's anybody that Novus had a rivalry with, it was the Night Court. So
Oh, yeah.
these guys, not Night Court like the fucking TV show. But
Oh
you
man, I
know-
haven't thought about that show in a long
The
time.
unseelie versus the sealy. Yes.
Thank you.
Yes,
That's what I meant.
yes.
The unseelie. Yes.
But you can hear them sort of moving about through the trees immediately to you, like right next to you, but then also up in the branches. and you hear them.
I'm gonna take out both of my swords just in case.
Gladius goes. His teeny little spindly arms.
Oh,
We have got to do something about your snoring, Gladius.
I'm sorry, I need a CPAP.
Gladius is like our
Oh my
genie
God.
from Aladdin. Like, tell me
Yeah.
I'm wrong.
Oh, I need fan art of Gladius.
To the little CPAP machine.
CPAP.
Yeah.
I'm gonna give him like a little twirl to wake his ass up.
Ah!
Just be ready. Keep your eye out.
Keep your eye out. Keep your eye out. Just everywhere, going through the trees.
I will just
Wings.
turn to the whole group and do one of these.
They think we can't see them. You just hear this little childlike giggle. And then finally, sort of appearing in the very center of the canopy, slowly sliding down on this little bit of that's tied around their waist, is a darkling. This darkling is about this big. You just see essentially this group of rags, some white straw-like hair that sort of hangs down towards the ground, and this sort of gnomish, sort of halfling-ish looking face, the big bulbous nose. Their features are very wrinkled, and they've got a couple warts, and just very kind of a little gnarly looking. This little being is being lowered on this vine from the canopy up above, upside down.
Extra, so fucking extra. Like, god damn.
But they say, "Oh, we do love outsiders. Please, we would like to play. Would you like to play with us?" And you hear just this radiation of giggles all through the trees around you.
Um,
Deadpan. Deadpan bitch face.
yeah. I
he's gonna
don't
pretend that.
turn my back to them
Yeah.
because that's a fucking death sentence. But I start backing away out of the clearing to continue on our way.
Down
And I'm trying to focus
Mhm.
on Sorvellin
the.
and try to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll take Ellis's hand too and just kind of.
Okay.
How dark is it right now, like in this place? Are they like just coming out of the dark so we can kind of barely see them? Or is it like twilight kind of like?
With the canopy, it's pretty dark in this pathway that you guys are on. So you can see like the general shape and you can make out some of the features, but like specifics are a little difficult to peer through the darkness to see.
Well, if it's that dark, then I'm using prestidigitation to light a torch.
Okay. As you light the torch, the darkling says, "No, don't. It's fine. We can help you. We just want to play a little game first. You're looking for the elf, aren't you?"
I don't engage.
I just will touch the pendant on my neck and just cast light on it, so it's really neat. All of a sudden,
All right.
in a 20-foot radius, and then additional 20 feet.
All right. The moment you do that, let's say that you guys are still within about like 10, 15 feet from the darkling. The moment that you let the light glow out, you hear this, and you hear from the canopy above, "Pull him up, pull him up, pull him up!" And just quickly, you see this like this creature get yoinked back into the canopy, and instead of laughs, you're hearing chittering. You're hearing lots of activity in the canopy above you, and Ellis is like, I don't like that. I don't like that at all.
Let's go. Stay in the light.
Think with intention.
Mhm.
All right.
I will
Good.
also cast light before
Oh,
as we're going out, just so we have another 20-foot radius.
okay.
And I will cast it on what the hell am I even wearing?
Cast it on the owl. Cast it on the owl.
Yeah, fuck it. I'll cast it on the owl.
Probably cast it on your staff too.
I could, but that's gonna blind me if I have to use it. So
That's fair.
I
The
could just
owl.
yeah.
What was your owl's name? I feel so terrible asking.
Stella.
Stella. The
Poor
second
Stella.
you cast light on Stella, it's like she owns it and like just looks a little bit more regal, and then picks up on what you're doing, and then starts orbiting around you guys.
Yes. Good girl, Stella.
I will need everybody to make a wisdom check
Awful at this.
with
Yes.
disadvantage, as right now you've got all this chittering all around you, and it's kind of disrupting.
Saving
What do
throw
you-
or check?
Check.
At disadvantage, you said, or advantage?
Disadvantage.
I am unhelpful. That was
Roll
a
I have
natural
disadvantage on everything anyway.
Oh shit, that's right. You do.
Because I have exhaustion. So I rolled a 3.
Mr. DM, just as a like trying to keep track of spell slots thing, because time works different here. Has mage armor worn off? If it hasn't been 8 hours
Oh.
since he cast it, but like time is weird.
Yeah, very
That was
good
weird
question.
No, it has not.
Hey,
Okay.
that's
That
a
is-
good
They
way
got
to
your
track
mage
You can
time.
panties
use
on
that
that.
to tell time.
I love that. Fucking go.
I mean, if he can't use
Thurston.
mage armor, he's gonna die in like 2 rounds. So like mage
No.
armor is a
We should
thing
just
he casts
leave.
like all the time.
Yeah,
Thurston's like, my mage panties tell me it is 11 a.m.
Yep.
you at least
Mhm.
know that when 8 hours has passed, because you start to panic, like just internally, as you feel it's.
Like it smells not on anymore. Oh god. Oh god.
All right.
Internal panic. That's a familiar feeling.
So, Cad, you got
Jesus.
a 4,
No, I got a 3.
3. Sorry. Arthea.
15.
Okay. Faraday.
9.
Okay. Dermot. Okay.
Also 3.
Thurston.
Three club.
I'm checking to see. Oh, it's specifically okay. Never mind. Then I got a 6.
Okay.
We suck.
Ellis got a 6.
Yeah.
It's at this point that the path starts becoming less straightforward and easy, and now it's starting to get a little rocky, as now the trees almost look like they're starting to close in a little bit. The chittering, high-pitched and frenetic, starts slowly deepening into possible growls. You're not quite sure. I will need another wisdom check from everybody. I'm still going to have it at disadvantage.
Damn it!
I rolled a natural 20 and a 13.
I rolled a natural 20 and a 2.
Oh,
Fucking A.
What'd you roll, Thurston? I saw that face palm.
That's a 4.
Yeah, I got a 3.
13 for me.
16.
4.
Holy shit.
Guys.
the canopy starts closing in around you, and you feel the air shift as all of the growls and snarls of the creatures that are now surrounding you immediately come to a stop. And there's a chill that slowly makes its way into the air. Give me one moment.
I am going to begin playing a counter charm,
Okay.
and I'm going to hope that that settles all of our nerves enough, because I can tell it's very plain that we are not doing very well concentrating on where we want to be. So I'm hoping the counter charm will alleviate that a little bit, make it a little bit easier to focus.
Okay. As the
I do have to hand my torch off to, I don't know, Thurston.
Okay. As you begin to play, and as you focus in, you can see and hear the wood of the trees start to moan as the canopy starts to return. And as it does, the mist that's sort of hanging in front of you slowly starts to fade. As standing in front of you, this impossibly tall gentleman. Humanoid,
Nope.
about 8.5 to 9 feet tall. Their features are very lithe. They're wearing this strangely regal, dark cloak that looks like it's made of moss of some kind. But it's very smooth and very well made. Their robes are pieces of leather sort of laced together with, look like branches or something. And they have this gnarled, beautiful dead piece of wood that sort of spirals up and makes a sort of staff that they hold at their side. Their features are sharp and elongated. Their chin almost comes to a perfect point. Their nose sort of hooks forward. Their eyes, their eyebrows, sort of, the brow is very exaggerated, and they have this shock of spiked hair. Could be leaves, could be branches. You're not quite sure what texture this is. And as this creature stands in front of you, and as they speak, you can almost hear their voice reverberate through the creatures that are in the trees around you. I am Oban. You find yourself lost amongst my court. I would aid thee for a price.
Kuja, you said their name was Oban.
Yes.
How do you spell that?
O-B-A-N.
Not it.
I was expecting a Y somewhere.
An accent mark. Like,
Yeah, something.
They have every
possibly
vowel in their name.
Mhm.
fucking elf or fae-like thing. So yeah, I'm gonna call you Joe.
Ew, never call me that. That's weird.
I meant to make it made-up creature, not
Yeah.
you.
No,
That is weird.
that's fucking awful. But this creature stands with this regal position and actually gestures towards Faraday. You are sought after.
It is worth noting that I have not stopped playing.
That's fair. That's fair. And this creature is not making any aggressive movements. They are just speaking.
Do they look familiar to me?
Make a history check.
Do I get history? Okay, so I get advantage to recall information about Fae, fiends, or undead because of Hunter's Bane. Do I still get advantage then?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. I'll take it. I'll take it with a 21.
21.
Yay.
You recall a few nights when there were some conflicts right at that moment of twilight where you stayed with Novus. And stealing a glance you could see that this heated confrontation was between Novus and the creature that stands before you. You recognize them, but this time they do not have the entourage of all manner of unseelie court members.
Sure.
But you could surmise that this Oban is in a similar position of power that Novus is on the Seelie court.
Sure. She'll stand a little straighter. And like kind of like she still has Ellis by the hand, but is like kind of has like stepped not fully in front of her, but like just enough to like be like, okay, like we can
To
talk,
get that
but
point across.
this one's mine. Like I need you to not like even look
Sure.
at her.
Sure.
And she'll say, their eyes are everywhere.
Price. To see you to your destination is but a memory.
Which
One that you hold dear.
I start playing a little louder.
It will be given freely. Your choice. But it must mean something. Else the cost is not much of a cost. And as they say that, they sort of look to everybody to make it, everybody is included in this.
just one. And what will you do with this memory?
Whatever I wish. You have found your way in my court. Therefore, what I do, I shall do. And he says that. Obviously, the sentence by itself is kind of shitty to say, but he says it in a way that's
it's
I
legit.
don't. I like.
I came into
Like, I
your
feel
house.
for you, but
I
you
came into
my
your house.
You're kinda
I
eating
kicked
my
over
shit.
some. Yeah, I kind of kicked over some shit. Like
Now you're wandering around.
like
Yeah,
a drunk
like-
asshole. Like
Like, this ain't your bed, bro. Not even your
like
block.
yeah. I need you out of here, and take your frat buddies with you.
Yeah, but leave like your insurance information because you broke down the door.
She'll look to the rest of the group for a moment.
I call out to the person and say, and who makes this bargain?
One of you.
And who are you?
You see that they take a step towards you. Not threateningly, but they just step towards you just to get into the light a little bit more. And now you can see more of the features of this creature before you. Their eyes are pure black, with this little hint of a light that could be possibly perceived as a pupil. Their skin, while their features are exaggerated, their skin is like old leather that's just been stretched and pulled over a skeleton. Their robe, you can see, is held together by teeny little bugs that are sort of linked together as he is just he is living, and he speaks this time with a voice that booms just a little bit louder. I am Prince of the Unseelie Court.
I would like to roll insight.
Okay, go for it.
Just his intentions, if he intends to make good on the offer. Not great. 11.
Okay, I will give you this. First off, Oban is very difficult to read, given that their movements are very calculated and very, I guess, predetermined. As if they've kind of gone through this before. You know that Fae, specifically court members, and any Fae that is, well, even the other ones, Fae do not lie. It is in their being to be tricksy and honest, but there's never a Fae that is a part of that society that would willingly and 100% tell a lie. So you can add that to your survey of Oban.
Okay.
And you'll take us to her?
Yes.
Verity will step forward, letting go of Ellis's hand for just a minute.
I'll take Ellis's hand.
Are you sure you know what you're doing?
Do it, Faraday.
Never. But I want to get out of here.
Should we maybe talk about this first?
I want to get out of here.
Don't forget your birthday.
You have time.
How long?
As long as you wish. I understand the cost to be cutting. And you can see he's speaking in common, but it's like a challenge a little bit, but he's got this little like enjoyment, like, oh, I'm speaking with the commoners, like that sort of like
Like the Schuyler sisters going to New York.
Yes,
Yeah.
I've been reading Common Sense, but okay, I'm sorry. So let me have that one, and then we'll move on. But
I just had a thought for a nation or a world where the aristocrats
You say
all speak like
aristocrats?
the aristocrats.
You said cats.
Did I?
Yeah.
the Disney
Well,
movie, The
they can speak
Aristocrats.
this too. The
Yeah.
the upper class all speak like Elven or Celestial, and it is only the lowborn people who speak Common because they're commoners.
Yeah.
Yeah, is that not how it is
So-
anyway?
So England, after the French took
Yeah.
over the throne,
Yeah.
Yeah.
literally.
Like,
Yeah.
literally.
I'd step up to Faraday, like kind of just behind your shoulder. Just say, we know what we need to do. Don't let his flowery words sway you. You don't want to be beholden to him as you were to the other guy. We can do this. let him have something that makes you happy.
It's at that point that Ellis actually lets go of Arthea's hand and goes back to Faraday on the other side and takes her hand. And she stands with confidence as she kind of looks up at Oban and kind of like puffs her chest a little bit.
I want to get out of here too for so many reasons. Do it on your terms, not theirs. We're here.
You think we can get there?
I look at Ellis. I don't know. I trust that she'll get us there. She helped us with the other thing. Don't do this. Don't give up your memories. They're yours.
Are there consequences to not taking his deal, though? Not saying I want to, but everything here seems to have 4 different sides to the story at a minimum.
It's consequences to everything in life.
He likely won't make the same offer twice.
He doesn't move, but you just get this vibe that what Dermot just said, it kind of resonates with all of you.
Can't come back from some things.
We want a second enemy.
Third, fourth,
Fifth, probably.
add him to the list. I'll put my hand on Faraday's shoulder.
Dermot Dermot stops playing and steps forward. Very well then.
You see
I'll
almost,
take your offer.
see almost
What are you
bird
doing?
like. His head turns.
Weren't we just saying we weren't doing this? I'm so confused.
What memory do you offer?
What thirsted? Adriel just like whips her head around at Dermot. She spent so much time convincing Faraday not to do it.
Mm-hmm.
We all have the same goal, which is Faraday doesn't give up memories.
Dermot casts Prestidigitation, and he has his back to all of you, so all the rest of you see
I
is
see you.
a magical
Holy
glow.
dice, motherfucker.
And Cujo, I'd show Oban an image. And you and I can discuss privately what that image is.
Real quick before you continue.
Mhm.
I rolled a high or low for something.
Okay.
I rolled a 100.
Did you really?
Okay.
As you start to cast, and you use Fiona as your casting focus,
I do not.
you do not.
No.
Good.
It's just a prestidigitation. I just manifest an image in my hand.
As you are about to, Fiona rumbles in your hand, and you hear vibrating through the strings, "Don't do it! Don't do it, it's a trick!" And for the first time, you hear Fiona speaking to you.
Oh,
Shit.
fuck.
Wait, does only Derman hear this, or do we all hear this?
You all hear this.
I look to Kat
What?
and see if it's her fucking sword.
No, it is not, but lady.
Oh, Jesus. Oh,
Claudius,
God.
I will put you in the bag of holding. Swear.
So it's just like
Here.
about to check all his stuff. Like, is this gonna talk?
Yeah, uh-huh.
Gonna talk?
You hear
You're in the
Fiona
Feywild,
Is this a
speaking
Feywild
to you,
thing?
saying, "Don't do it. It's not worth it. We can get through this together."
I'm gonna roll it. Because I don't immediately recognize it as Fiona.
Yeah.
I'm gonna roll insight.
Go for it.
The
This is,
words
like,
one would never say to think to say. I roll insight on the bowstring.
Actually,
I
it's
roll-
the violin
It's the
itself.
violin.
Yeah.
I roll
Yeah.
insight on the
My
violin.
violin.
Yeah, there you
Only
go.
in D&D.
Yeah. That is a 14.
With a 14, you hear it, and your head sort of snaps to the violin. And there's no face, there's no embodiment or like any source that the voice is coming from, but you feel the violin just feel warm in your hand. And as it speaks, you can feel the vibrations of the strings, almost as if you were playing, but they're like vocal cords. As the violin itself is just making sounds to speak to you. And it might be that the last time you had any sort of experience like this was in your dream. Maybe that's what's throwing you off.
Mhm.
You have that moment where it's like, am I dreaming right now? Is this real? But then no, you reality is happening right now, and Fiona has gained sentience.
Okay. Um
Just giving you guys all little pet NPCs. Enjoy.
You're the one that has to voice them.
I know, it's
Yeah.
fine.
I'm gonna roll a sleight of hand check to determine how well I can transition my hand from doing a spell to just doing a flourish as I grab the brim of my hat.
Okay, go for it.
That's a 7. It's
I
not
like
very
assist.
good,
I will tell you that
but
I've always
I
thought
just
of magic
grab.
is your it's the magic of will. You're willing reality. You're willing something to happen. People accidentally casting a spell, unless it's something like divine, where there's like outside sources or influence over what actually happens. Bards, I've always attributed to, they're probably, other than sorcerers, the most willful casters.
Yeah.
So I will say that the DC was like 5. Like,
Well, it wasn't to either cast the spell or not,
are you
but
trying
to
to
just
hide it?
hide the fact that I was about to cast a spell.
It
And-
didn't go well.
Okay, yeah.
Can I like
but
assist
I am
and give him
going to-
advantage?
No, it's fine.
Yeah.
And I
Buddy,
just
start
grab my
practicing.
hat and do my like classic bow and flourish and say, while we greatly appreciate your offer, I think we will find our way on our own.
Oban, their eyes hover on you. And their eyes narrow just ever so slightly. More so than because your previous statement was that you were going to take the bargain. And then things changed. Very well. And as they say this, they slowly step back into the shadows. And as they do, you can see their form, and just as it leaves the light, sort of disappear into the shadows of the trees next to the trail that you are on. And soon the sort of alien fey-like presence that you felt just being in his vicinity is gone.
Ferdia immediately reaches over and just smacks Dermot on the shoulder. Are you insane?
I'm sorry. Are we
Apparently
going
not
to?
quite insane enough.
Are we just not going to talk about the fact that the violin can talk?
Oh, sorry about that.
Oh,
Hi. Hi. I'm Thurston.
Oh, I'm well aware. By the
Oh.
way, just going to put this out there. Jules is not human, and I think you are denying yourself that realization. But that's a conversation for another time.
Am I just
Fucking knew it.
hallucinating? I'm
I
hallucinating.
knew it.
You didn't eat anything. Wait. You didn't eat anything, did you? Wait, I didn't eat anything, though.
No, nothing that we didn't bring with us.
I'm a
Aren't
violin.
we
I'm
in
afraid
the-
I can't do that.
Shit.
We're in the Feywild, though. Couldn't this just be something we like breathed in, like some sort of weird
pollen.
pollen, and it's a group hallucination?
As you're having that conversation, you hear Ellis go, "We don't have a lot of time before those things come back. We need to take this opportunity while we have it."
We'll test that when we get out of this place. If it's still talking,
Yeah.
not a
Right.
hallucination.
Yes.
Okay, but
I
I don't
like
believe a
that
thing
plan.
it says.
Good.
I totally believe.
You've learned.
Uh,
You are learning.
I
Thurston,
will.
you're next to get a sentient object.
I will.
The ascot. Your
Dude,
ascot.
Yep.
You look great today, sir.
Thurston needs one of those mirrors that
It's gonna
class
have Jules's
commentary.
voice. It's gonna have
Yeah.
Jules's voice. Let's be
Yes.
real here.
Yeah, he needs like magic mirror on the
He
wall.
needs magic mirror.
I'm going to twirl the bow in my fingers like you would a drumstick, and then resume playing a counter charm.
I will say, as a last little flavor thing, as you're twirling the bow, you get like a Mrs. Potts little like giggle out of Fiona before you finally start playing.
Oh god.
At this point, given your small window, I will say, everybody go ahead and make a wisdom check with advantage, as you guys seem bolstered by Fiona's sudden
Could I
appearance.
just do a straight roll?
Yes, go ahead and do a straight roll.
Mm?
The luck is turning around, ladies and gents.
And 20?
Nat 20 for 21. The other one was a 16.
All right. Cat.
Cadriel. Thurston. I know
Doesn't
that
have high
face.
wisdom. What do you want me to do?
I'm laughing at Cat. Sorry, that was mean. I rolled a 19.
He's really
Don't
charismatic
mistake my
and good at
entertainment
stabbing
as
things.
somebody else's failure as me failing.
I'm sorry. Normally the face. Normally this is the
It's
I'm
bad.
ashamed because I rolled bad face.
That's true.
All right.
That's true.
She's not very wise.
Alright.
She's just good at stabbing things and being charismatic.
All right, Theo, what you got?
16.
Okay. Dermot?
Also 16.
All right.
Apparently, on wisdom checks, I just can't roll my own number.
Ellis got a 15.
There we go.
Everybody's
As you
in
guys
double
are
digits
moving-
class, and I hope you have a good time.
I hope you have a good time.
Wow. As you guys are moving through, you can feel the air shift. And give me just 1 second. I want to do a thing here. Gotta.
I like link arms with CAD.
Hi.
On floor navigation. Just make sure no one goes wandering off.
You think I'm gonna go wandering off?
I think this place plays tricks on your mind.
You guys push through, and the canopy is still bunched up in front of you, but with your focus and with your united thoughts on what your goals are, you start kind of pushing through, unafraid, moving through the darkness as Stella continues to fly from branch to branch to continue to guide the way until
Still have my necklace lit up too.
as you continue to push through, you can see bits of light coming through the trees. And you push through and you're climbing through almost as if the trees and the nature itself is trying to hold you there. With your zeal, you're pushing through until finally you push the bushes apart and come upon this clearing where you can see some of the dawn sunlight peering through what look to be old stone ruins of some kind, where the vegetation has sort of reclaimed almost all of whatever was elven made whenever this structure had been made. These trees, 3 of them, sort of tower in the sky, hundreds of feet tall. And these ruins look to have been something like a courtyard. And you can see a broken down fountain where the vines across the ground climbed into and sort of broken apart over millennia. And floating, you can see teeny little lightning bugs as it's the early morning, sort of. Maybe it's morning, maybe it's twilight. It's this sort of weird combination of the two. And you can see across the way, standing below what look to be those arched walls that you typically see in old ancient structures, you can see oh my god, I almost said Sylvanas again. I almost
Dark Lady,
Cervella.
watch over you.
This is like the formal. This is the formal greeting.
Yeah.
He's
You
my favorite
see-
lore character in WoW. Don't even talk shit.
You see maybe about 50 feet away, Sorvellen standing next to an automaton of some kind, a humanoid figure of metal with eyes that glow a bright blue, that has this very odd, sort of simple, almost tunic on, white with red borders. It's a fashion. Well, I suppose anybody can roll a history check or anything if they want to try to, I guess, get any other information off of this thing.
Oh, the fuck not.
Nothing.
Here.
I don't roll history at advantage. I roll
Actually, does Thurston get advantage on fashion history checks?
He's probably studied it.
I rolled a 7. Fashion's not my thing.
Black and
Thurston,
leather.
Go ahead and roll with advantage. The DC is still high, but
I was joking, but
Go
okay.
Thurston, natural
Take
it
it.
twenty.
makes sense.
The
It does
history
make
it.
mascot.
Yeah.
It is better than his usual history roll. It's a 14. So
All right, Theo, what did you get?
21.
21. Okay.
What are we doing?
Thurston, this sort of style, this like off the shoulder coming down style, I mean, you could think of maybe 7 different periods of time where certain human or elven or even some old Goliath civilizations used to have this sort of off the shoulder tunic robe sort of thing, almost like a toga, but specifically it's not coming to mind.
sure.
Arthea, you, oh god, your history check is always ridiculous.
One of
You
2
can't-
things that I have proficiency in.
I know.
I'll be right back.
You can think of this like an old journal. We're talking maybe right when Lady Taldore led the continent. that there was just a brief mention, like a sighting of a creature made of metal that had the mannerisms and movements of a civilized race of the land that had disappeared after only lingering around this location for an hour. But people found it strange, so they kind of like
Yeah.
recorded it just in case.
Like fever dreams.
Yeah. Sorvellen, this creature is just standing and facing Sorvellen. You can see that there is a rapier at their side. It's not drawn, but you can see that they are there's some sound emanating from it. It sounds like it's trying to communicate, but it's not successful. As Sorvellen is like throwing a rock at it, picking up a twig and like hitting it across the head, and you hear this ting as it's just bouncing off of the metal. As she too is also speaking in very broken language. It's Arathea, you speak Elvish. You're getting bits of Elvish mixed with something else. Does anybody else speak Sylvan?
I believe Dermot and Faraday do.
Yeah.
Faraday. Okay.
Faraday does.
Dermot definitely does.
Okay. Yeah, you guys, Faraday and Dermot and Sam, this is just while you're away. You see
Sorry.
Sorvellen just like picking up a rock and like throwing it at the creature who's just standing there. And then she like picks up a twig and like beats it across the head. And they're both trying to speak, but Sorvellen is very angry, and her wording and her language are this mixture of Elvish and Sylvan in this very rudimentary and yet broken means of communication, before eventually the automaton reaches forward and grabs Sorvellen's hand to stop her from hitting him again. And then as he does, you see it slowly turn and look at all of you. And Sorvellen's still laser focused, just still shouting obscenities in Elvish and Sylvan as she's trying to retrieve her hand.
Oh, that's a new one. I should remember
Something like cow piss mixed with like face. I don't know. I got nothing for you, but
that.
but yeah, it turns and then it takes a step towards you very gently to make sure that Sorvellen isn't hurt. But you can see Sorvellen is like dragging her feet across the ground as she's just subdued by this creature. And as it gets within about 40 feet, you hear
I don't speak that one, guys.
I will say in Sylvan, are we interrupting?
You get something from I have to look again, Sorvellen. That is, you ask the simple question, are we interrupting? The common answer would be yes or no, or something along those lines. She essentially shouts back, the sheep crossed the woods at midnight, like this weird, like words that shouldn't be put together, and it was 100% mixed between Elvish and Sylvan. And it was not an answer that was a good answer to that question.
Did she just say something about sheep?
I heard something about sheep.
Crossing at midnight.
I'm gonna can I make an insight check just to confirm my suspicion that like something's going on? Like something is obviously going on.
Okay.
Like that, to gauge her level of control over their own actions.
Okay, go ahead and make an insight check.
Galadriel's just gonna pull out some jerky
Uh,
from her pack and be
That
like,
is a Miss Jackson.
Miss Jackson.
finally.
Gauging her level of animation
Hmm.
and her stress level, she's put off by multiple things happening right now. She is under her own faculties. It's not like she's being coerced or forced to act this way. You gather with a Miss Jackson that she has been wandering these walks for so long that language is not really a thing for her right now.
Hmm.
And did I say A or one? I don't remember.
Yes.
One. I was gonna say B, but if I just said one and then B, whatever. And B, this creature, which you have had a minor bit of experience, more so I think than the rest of the party, because they haven't met your teacher yet.
Nope.
These creatures are very rare. So she's probably put off by that. And the fact that there's somebody else near her, it's new for her. And she doesn't quite know how to react to it.
So she's like essentially speaking nonsense, right?
Yes.
Can I speak to her in Thieves' Cant?
Mm-hmm. My first thought was like, oh God, is this the tomato thing again?
I will not make you figure out Thieves' Cant, but I'll basically
Fucking
say
thank you.
I'll basically say the equivalent of, "Are you Sorvellen?"
If need be, I can probably translate what you're saying into Elvish if you do not speak it already.
I don't speak Elvish. I speak Celestial, Common, Marquesian, Thieves' Cant, and Undercommon.
What do you say that in?
Like
your thieves can't phrase.
clarify. I say it in Thieves' Cant to her, basically like, "Are you Sorvellen?"
Okay. So thieves can't typically is like the three roosters crow at dawn, which is typically just a phrase in like common or whatever.
Right.
Um
Are you the Wanderer?
yeah, something like that.
Something to that effect. Like,
Okay.
if she kind of doesn't acknowledge, I think I would then, if it's okay, say it again in Celestial, which is the next language I know, and just kind of like cycle through to see if it can grab her attention at all. That's not like there's a goat in the stream or whatever the hell she said.
The sheep.
Sorry.
Saying it in common doesn't get a reaction out of her. Saying it in celestial, she doesn't react, but the creature does. And you just hear, ah, yes, a language in which I can communicate. And it's speaking in celestial back to you.
You speak Celestial.
I do, quite fluently.
I'll look at the others. What's your name?
I am Cretheus.
I'll say, he says his name is Cretheus. What are you doing here?
I have been assigned to bring Sorvellen to my people.
Who are your people?
I apologize. I am not permitted to say.
What land are you from?
I apologize. I am not permitted to say.
Are you from the
What does that
Underplane?
mean?
The
I
second
asked
thing-
that. I recognize that he says the same thing twice.
Okay. I'll say I asked him who his people are and what land he's from. Says he's not permitted to say.
Well, that's not very helpful.
when
But
you
he
ask-
says that
Okay.
he's been tasked with bringing her to his people. And I'll
Can you
like
tell us why?
let me see if I'll say. I go back in Celestial to the automaton.
Brush up on that Latin.
You know what's that I could get by? And she says, "Why have you been tasked with taking her?"
She has information that would reveal the location of my people.
Are you from the Underplane?
There's a pause. I wish knowledge had not escaped. I am not from the Underplane.
Are you looking for Cordelia?
It occurs to me now that I must take you all with me. If you would please come with me.
Dermot?
Yes.
As that happens, you can hear behind you some rustling in the trees.
Oh, fuck.
I literally ready my swords. I don't know if I asked the correct or incorrect questions, but
What did that?
Now
What did it
he's-
say?
I asked if they were from the Underplane. And they said they were looking for their people.
What
I
did
asked
he
if-
say?
I asked if they were from Cordelia, and he said now he needs to take us all with him.
I'm
You
gonna
finish
cast
that thought.
hypnotic pattern. I'm gonna center it on the automaton. I assume he's an automaton of some kind.
Yeah.
Centered on the automaton and Cervellin. I'm casting hypnotic pattern at 3rd level.
Okay. Give me one moment. It is a wisdom save, yes?
It is a wisdom save. DC is 17.
The moment you start muttering the words, his head snaps in your direction, and you hear arcane words be spoken, and the spell fizzles. And just as that happens, behind you, you can see elves from Singorn
Oh shit.
crawling through. These elves look a little bit more similar to the one that you had fought in the arena, where they are very simply dressed robes, bald head with maybe some markings along one side of their face. They each carry a quarterstaff, and they state, "The Palids are not welcome in these woods. We have been assigned to remove you by force if necessary."
We have permission to be here. Our business is with that woman, pointing at Cervellin.
At this point, Cervellin's like,
The fuck is going on?
like, there's so many people.
Jesus.
And our business is with her, and once it is concluded, we will leave. You're welcome to watch.
Our orders are from the dignitary of Singorn, and as such, we are instructed to bring you in. And at this point, the automaton looks at the elves and then looks back at Cadriel. "I am sensing that you are in danger."
That's correct. If
This-
you want us to come, if you want to try to take us with you, you'll help us.
Make a persuasion check. You know what? I'll say roll it normal. Roll it normal, not disadvantage, because you made a really good point.
9.
9.
9.
I'm a charismatic character.
I do not have proficiency in persuasion. I can lie real
Turns and looks at the elves once again, and then looks at Sorvellen, and then lets go of her hand, and she retrieves it, and then immediately goes to punch him, but then stops as she's like looking at everybody,
No,
and then
no.
he turns back towards you, and then he turns to the elves, and his rapier is drawn. I need you guys to roll initiative.
Oh
Um,
shit!
I don't want to get it
Creating an international incident around here.
up. For
God,
real.
what dice do I use?
Hey, remember
Everything's
that map that
going
you
so
guys may have
badly.
seen already?
Oh
yeah.
Yeah. Bam.
Oh, this looks familiar.
yeah. I feel
I've never seen it before. I don't know what you guys are talking about. Oh, I did not spell bro's name right. God damn.
Whoa.
Oh, I only had an extra E. I was
See,
so
I also-
close.
Oh, that one I'm
I
good.
assumed it was a K. Like, I typed a C and I was like, nah. It's gonna be some fucked up shit.
It's gonna be one of those ones that all the C's are K's.
Mhm.
Yeah, I was gonna put a K in that.
Give me a second. I'm gonna clear this out. Okay. I'm gonna do. Oh boy, a lot of characters. All right. Oh,
Is initiative considered do I have to roll with disadvantage on that as well?
yep.
Initiative is an ability check.
That's worse. Fuck.
Turn that down. It's
Good God, man. How many people are in this combat?
It's a lot.
Where are
8
they?
trillion.
Do we not?
Did
Holy shit,
you-
why is that list so long?
Did you duplicate? Or did we just
I
not seeing them
deleted.
yet?
I cleared out the previous initiative. Is it still the same for everybody?
You
I've
have
got-
six. You have six
Uh,
elves.
No,
Plus-
zoom the map out. There are 6 of them.
Oh well, fuck.
Oh, there they are.
Hey.
Are there supposed to be 2 elves of each color dot? Yeah.
Damn it! Hold on.
Just making
Hold
sure.
the phone.
Hold the phone.
Hold the phone there. Oh gee.
Why
Here,
is
that one will be a snail. That one will be a heart.
A heart.
And this one will be.
Well, that one's got a
Bobby.
heart on, don't you know?
Don't ya know? Alright.
Where
Man,
am I
this
floating
shit's
around down
terrible.
here? Down here.
You're like in the middle, right
Yeah,
here.
I know. I
Hey.
oh no, I was talking about like where I was on the initiative.
Oh yeah, I'm like the caboose as per my usual.
I had to scroll down. Fuck. Can I add? Oops.
Then
I
do.
think I'm in. Yeah. Yeah, we should have taken a long rest.
Yeah, whoops, sorry guys.
Whoa! not-
Well, at this point, I'm regretting the short rest.
Yeah, they like
All right. Yeah. All right. First up, we got the team down here.
Oh fuck!
They are going to move. How fast can they move? Okay, just 30. Can they? No, they cannot. 5, 10, 15, 25, 30. 10, 20, 25, 30. 5, 10, 25, 30. They're gonna double move. That's 15, 20, 25, 30, and then reasonably, boom, and then boom. They're just gonna move as a unit. Up next, we got Dermot.
Okay. Well, that's convenient.
Yeah.
I will say that this little wall right here, if they move up next to it, give them like half cover. But given their distance from it, they're fair game right now.
Okay. That's not far enough. I thought that was farther. Yeah, that's fine. 20, 25. Alright, that square. I'm going to cast Hypnotic Pattern again.
Okay. So you said it's a wisdom.
Wisdom saving throws.
Okay, let me just see if they do. Okay, they do not. Alright. So, first one is red. That's a dirty 20.
That'll save.
A 19 for yellow.
That'll save.
Jesus, another 19 for purple. I'm not
That'll
fucking this up. I'm
save.
not punching this at all. And then blobby blob. That's a 17.
17 is the DC.
I will say that will meet it. I'm sorry,
Okay.
buddy. I love you. Don't be mad at me. I didn't fudge a single roll tonight.
Fuck. I will kill you later.
Tonight.
And I will just shout to the group. If you kill them, it'll only make things more difficult for us later.
Yeah.
And
All right.
that's my turn.
Okay. Faraday, it is your turn. Oh shit, I forgot to switch out your token.
That's okay. Damn you, Dermot. She's going to step in front, not use that pointer. She's going to do. She's going to turn to Ellis and tell her to hide behind this big tree? Bush
Insert over
thing?
there?
Yeah, that thing.
All right.
Stay
I
out.
got you.
Stay out of the way. Which is probably
You sure?
stupid because she's like some magical craziness. But yes, stay out of the way. Do not let them see you do magic.
Okay.
And then she will 5, 10, 15, 20. Yeah, she's gonna stay there. I'm gonna hold my action until one of them, becomes hostile.
Okay.
In my range, which is 10 feet.
Sounds good. All right. Arthea.
Okay. I don't want this to turn into a fight if it doesn't have to. So I'm going to walk up to between right there. I don't think it is place. I will walk up to between Cad and Faraday and look at the nearest of the groups of elves and say, if I go with you, can they stay? No.
High or low?
Hi.
You rolled a 0, didn't you? Shut up! You did not roll a 0.
Well, here's the question. 0, 0, and then 0.
You did not.
That's a 0.
That's 0.
Shut the front door. You rolled 100 and
no.
a 0?
That's 100.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. I think
Yeah.
it's 100.
That's right. It's the weird
Yeah,
one.
it's 100.
Just gonna buy you a D100, okay? Let's just.
Right?
Right?
Fuck the D10 system.
That does confuse me, though, that one. It's, like, counterintuitive.
It is. stumped him.
I'm just trying to think of how to do this. If you willingly come along and don't make any trouble, we can overlook the stain of outsiders in the Reverie Walks. But we cannot allow a pallid to reside amongst these trees.
She's not going with you alone.
I would prefer to avoid combat if at all possible. So if you all willingly choose to leave the Reverie Walks, that is fine. But she is under arrest.
She looks somewhat puzzled by this because she's never actually been arrested before, so.
The crime of birth? Seems terribly unfair.
She goes with you. I go with her.
Then you will be arrested as well if you prefer. I don't personally care what you do.
You've done nothing wrong, Arthea. They shouldn't be arresting you.
Okay. I mean, I agree. I don't think I've done anything to be arrested, but. That being said. As long as we can accomplish what we came for. If that means you guys accomplish that and I go with them, then that's the way it should be.
That's not the way it should be.
That's the way it has to be. I don't want to get in a fight. I don't want to start an incident. I don't want to cause more of this bad blood. There's been enough of that already.
And if they would just allow us to do what we came here for, we would be out of here sooner.
I think they will allow you to do what we came here for.
Might I ask, this arrest? What is the, I suppose, length of time she would be arrested? When we're done in here, would all of us simply be able to leave the city?
Post
Or
bail.
is this? Yes.
A standard outsider interfering in elven events within the walls of Singorn. The sentence would last 5 years. But for a pallid to walk through these trails, it would be a generation.
Really long time.
Yeah, that's not happening. You're not going with them.
Turn to Cretheus and say it in Celestial. They cannot take her. Where did you come in here from? How do we get out of here?
I have a means of escape. However, it is only for myself and my target, which originally was Sorvelen.
How do you guys feel about being targets?
I'm already a target.
Yeah, I think that's.
Look at them all apologetically. Take us with you.
Are we essentially pausing the initiative order?
Yes. Initiative at this point has been paused purely based on conversation. So nobody is moving with any sort of threat right now. It's really based on how this resolves.
Well, I can't cast another spell since I've already taken my turn.
I will say at this point, if you wanted to, you're fine. Initiative is paused at this time. You're going to do another hypnotic pattern, weren't you?
No, I can't.
Yeah.
Because that was my last third level slot, you dick.
Yep.
Almost like I designed a thing to be challenging.
Yeah, what an asshole.
I'll just I'll mutter so that at least the three of
Um,
my party members around me can hear and say he can get us out of here, but only him and his targets.
all right. I'm gonna cast Friends on myself. And I'm going to say to the guards, um, we were sent here and allowed passage by other guards of the city to conduct our business and then leave the city. And that is what we intend to do. Our business is only with this woman to ask a few questions and to gain some information from her. And then you will never see us again.
Make a persuasion check. It will not give you advantage, as I was going to impose disadvantage. So it's going to be a straight up roll. Mr. Bard.
26.
God fucking damn it. The elf, the red marked elf.
I would like we only ask for 5 minutes of her time.
I will grant you this 5 minutes, but at the end of this 5 minutes, you will come with us.
To the gates of your city and beyond, never to be seen again. And I give him a small bow.
The rest of you, sure. The punishment for the pallid remains.
I turn to Faraday and say, well, at least I stalled them. Um, and I walk over to Sorvellin. We got 5 minutes.
I'll stay close to Arthea, Thurston. You know what needs to be asked, as we do, right?
I suppose.
Um,
I'm gonna stand next to Cad, kind of like a, just like a fucking phalanx, just like a fence.
Okay.
I'm going
Arthea, you
to.
too. You know the most. Go talk to her.
Thurston.
Fuck, I don't
Thurston.
remember. I haven't looked at these notes in like weeks.
It's
Like, yeah, I know. Yeah, I
It's
know.
the
Yeah, I
un-
know. I know.
it's the underplane and the children and
Yeah, yeah,
Cordelia, the
Yeah, I
Triania.
know. I gotta find that section. It's been a while. Shit, where is my?
The originator.
Yeah, that was later. That's what we
Honestly,
came
my
to.
my notes make no sense on any of this shit,
Yeah.
and I
I'm
blame it on
so
Faraday.
happy.
It's cool. It's cool. It's cool. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. First, and I are just gonna go over and have a chat with her, and I'm
Okay.
gonna scroll back a couple weeks in time, cast my mind back to September.
The location
Okay.
called the Alexander. I can give you my have them write you.
It's less that. It's more making sure I have all of them. Yeah, that's right. Originator.
I'll just like kind of mutter to Faraday.
What was that? You cut out.
Oh, there's also a plane going by. Sorry.
Yeah.
Oh,
Have my window open. It's warm here. Uh, this is bad, Faraday. We need to be able to get out of here without them taking her.
Yeah. I'm thinking on it. She's not going with them. We'll never get her back.
There's a lot of people that I would do anything for. And Arthea is the only one I would do absolutely anything for.
Even if he can just take her.
He knows the place that we were looking for in the Osmond Sea. I think that's where he's from. The Lost Island. Where I feel like Gilmore is looking for as well.
Figure it out. They got 5 minutes.
All right.
Yeah. Osmond Sea.
Arathea and
Mhm.
Thurston.
Can
You
we
approach-
can we drag Dermot? Because if she's speaking half Sylvan, half Elvish, and Arathi and I don't speak
Neither of
Sylvan,
us speak Sylvan.
this is gonna be a little bit more difficult than it's already gonna be.
I'll go over there to help.
One of us needs to get fucking tongues.
You can talk.
I comprehend languages. It only works for writing.
Oh.
That's
right.
not true.
I don't think that's. It's not speaking any language.
Pretty sure it is.
I don't think
Double
so.
checking.
Let's double check it. If it is. Oh, I
It
can understand
isn't-
what I hear. I can understand what
You
I
can't
see, but I don't think I can
speak
speak it.
Isn't
I can't-
comprehend languages what Caleb cast on Jester? And she was like, why don't you have an accent? He's
You can
speaking in
understand
perfect
what
Zemnian.
someone's saying, but you can't speak like
You can't speak it.
back to them.
Gotcha.
So like I
Okay.
could understand Sylvan or
So you'll still need somebody to translate to her.
so we don't get the sheep fly over the moon and shit like that. Yeah.
All right. The three of you approach Sorvellen, who still on edge, but is calmer around you than previously. But they sort of just look expectantly, sort of. Maybe a little on edge. You're not quite sure if she's a rabbit in elf form ready to bolt, or if she's an elf with knowledge that can provide it to you.
Thurston?
Gosh, I hardly know where to begin.
She gets real close and sniffs you.
Thank you.
You know what? Okay, I'll burn the slot so that I can at least understand what she's saying if she's speaking in her own language.
Okay, interesting. Okay.
I'll burn it. It's not gonna do me much good anyway.
But all right.
Yeah, he smells good.
We've been researching the underplane and the manuscript by Inrin. What knowledge do you have of it?
We were told you have a piece.
What Dermot and Thurston
Shit.
here. I'm just gonna bookmark this site because it's
Oh,
fucking
God.
awesome. Is the stone cultivates the cork.
Okay. Shit.
Arathea hears. It's like it has to catch up at first. The intent with the spell, but you do get. You know Enrin?
We know of him. We've not met him, but we've read some of his writing.
You guys hear Arathea. Well, no, so you don't speak the
I
language.
cannot
but
speak it.
understand. Okay.
Yeah. I'll speak it in Elvish. I caught pieces of what she said before, but
Okay.
that's the closest I can get.
I haven't seen him in so long. Is he well?
I don't know. We've been trying to learn more about him as well. And we were directed to find you. They said you knew him or that you knew of him, that you knew of his work and of what he was seeking.
I am familiar with his work. By the way, for anybody else, just again, because I'm gonna
I
maximize this
love
fucking
it.
site. The pull displays the slow steel.
Makes sense.
That's a good one. That makes sense. I get that one.
What? With the question that she asks, why does the tacit design grade the fire?
Oh, shit.
Um,
Well, I
but the
think
conversation continues, and she says, "I'm familiar with his work. Why is it that you need to know about these things?"
There are things happening in the world, things happening with the planes. They seem to be imbalanced or bleeding into one another.
And
And
the second you say that, she actually reaches into her gown and produces
holy shit.
this disgusting ass wad of paper, but she like readjusts it a little so it's in a nicer pile and then starts flipping through it, and you can see this is the second part of the manuscript that she has kept on her. So she's flipping through.
It's in pretty good condition considering.
What all has happened?
Not much yet. At least I don't know. But we've seen magic that uses symbols that aren't of this plane. We've seen creatures that seem to be animated by this magic. And we've heard, at least from others, that there are or will be other instances of, I guess, manifestations of this imbalance. Natural occurrences, I would assume elemental.
As you are listing off all of this, she increasingly gets more and more agitated and starts speaking as if Enrin is with you. And just says, You warned us. You split this so that no one would know. But it's all happening anyway.
We need to know what he knew.
Your spell. It's not going to last long enough.
No.
She closes the manuscript that she has. Make a persuasion check with advantage.
Oh, this is gonna be real bad. Thurston should have done the talking.
I don't know what she's saying.
Oh shit.
Yes, you do. She's saying, the back summarizes the gifted middle.
Like
God.
Thurston is listening to this and like trying to decide. He's like trying so hard. He's like, I'm not an idiot. I can decipher what you're saying.
I'm not an
Swear to
idiot.
God.
What's my I don't have a freaking bonus. 13.
I mean, it's not bad for not having a bonus.
You see, she clutches her piece of the manuscript, almost like it's a memento for her. And she hands it over.
We'll take care of it. She'll take it. And she'll take it and she's gonna hand it to Thurston, who I think has the first book as well. Maybe. Someone kept it. Just in case.
Probably in
No,
the
didn't we have to give it back to the library?
I think we might have copied some stuff.
Oh, we probably copied some stuff for sure.
Yeah, somebody who. So
I'd say that you guys have your own.
we
We gave it to Allura, I thought.
No,
that
we handed her
temporary?
a bunch. I think we handed her a bunch of other stuff.
We had her a bunch of like notes.
Yeah.
Oh, fuck. I don't
Yeah,
remember.
you handed the notes and all that.
All I know is
Yeah.
Faraday doesn't hold on to it because you don't want her to hold on to that shit.
I think I'll hand it to Thurston given this current situation.
I'm the one that read the manuscript, but I don't see where I kept it.
Yeah, I wasn't sure if we left it. I know we took a bunch of notes though. We spent a lot of time in the
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but because it was like an interlibrary loan.
I mean,
Yeah.
to be fair, I have some of those under my bed still from college. So
Um,
Probably not something you want to admit to the entire internet, but you do you, girl.
they've been
She
paying.
already paid for them.
um, as you hand it over, how long does tongues last? By the way,
It's not tongues, comprehend languages,
Oh, comprehend.
and
An hour.
it lasts
It's an
an hour.
an hour. Okay.
Yeah, so I have I have enough time. I have lots of time to understand language, not everything else.
She says, "You must stop this. The first city.
Which one?
The first.
Mm-hmm.
That's. If you need the rest, pretty sure it's in there.
Is there one more piece?
Yes.
Do you know where? Or
No. He was secretive.
understandable.
He wouldn't want anybody, even his closest. Nobody should have known." And she looks over your shoulder at the elves.
They're not very happy with me.
They're not going to be very happy with me. And as she says that, she mutters in druidic language, and a wall of thorns starts crawling up, and the elves kind of say, "Hey, hey!" And they crawl up and impossibly high, and they encircle the elves. Should buy you some time. You'll do, old friend, as she's talking to one of the gigantic fucking trees.
Oh no.
She approaches. As she moves, Cretheus sort of steps towards her, and in Celestial, Cad, you can hear, "No, she must not leave. I have to bring her and you all back with me. I don't, the directive." And he's just sort of like working through shit as he's trying to like reroute his priorities.
Dermot is going to shout, "Well, then you're coming this way." And I shout to everyone, "Run."
You guys,
And I
pull.
take off away from the thorns and
we're on.
the
Haul out.
guards. And I am just thinking of I'm
Exit.
envisioning the outer gates of the city.
Okay.
Mm.
As you do that, you actually feel Sorvellen grab you by the shoulder. "No, no, no, this way," she says. Arthea can only understand her, so what she says is, "The connection detects the curly fiction," and just pulls
Actually,
you
that
towards the
works.
tree.
Yeah.
That kind of works.
Early fiction. Yeah. Oh, I got it.
Got that one.
She speaks again in druidic language and places her hands on the roots of the enormous titanic tree, and you feel the rumble underneath you as the roots start to come from the ground and open, and there is a clearing appearing in between the roots of the tree, as she is now cast Rhodes' favorite spell, teleportation via plants.
Yes.
Coming in
Turns.
clutch.
She says, "Go," and she's speaking directly to Arthea.
Thank you.
Run. Run.
Dive into the hole.
Okay.
Yep. Nope. Just dive
Follow.
into the
Okay.
I grab Ellis.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah, Ellis was like ready to go. She's like, "Yay!"
She was like at the tree already.
She knows exactly what this shit is. She's
I'm gonna try and, as I go through, I'm gonna try and grab Sorvellen and try to bring them through with us.
Make an athletics check.
As I run past Cretheus, I just say, "If you want anything from us, you have to come too." And I just like bolt past him through the tree.
Oh.
Athletics, huh?
Yep.
Yeah, you're real good at those.
Oh, no.
Holy
Oh,
shit! How?
Oh fuck!
what did you do?
What happened?
How did you get that?
It's a nat 20
Oh fuck.
Well,
for
that works
21.
because I rolled a nat 1.
Shit.
So Jesus Christ. Okay, I can manage 3 NPCs in the party at the same time. I can do that.
Yeah, it's
Plus
fine.
all the inanimate objects. It's gonna be great. You run and grab Sorvellin's arm, who's instinctively like, "No, it's quite all right. I'll be fine." Ah! And she gets pulled through. And at that point, Corethius walks to the opening, sees it started to close, and jumps in after you guys as well. You find yourself pouring out of a tree that was maybe like, okay, the size of a fingernail compared to the tree you just went through. You come out of this tree and you look around and you feel normal wind. You feel this slight spring breeze rolling through. You can look and there's some sparse trees here and there. And there's a little bit of snow that's left over that's still starting to melt.
What time of day is it?
It is morning.
Okay. Well, at least that's close.
It's a little brisk this morning, but it's morning.
Oh God, where the fuck are we?
Sorvelton looks. Why?
I was gonna ask you, where did you try to go?
Somewhere in Taldore.
Okay. We could be in Taldore.
So it was a spur. It was a quick.
No, that's okay.
You're just hearing the birds chirping overhead as
Beautiful.
you're all just like, where?
I survival check?
Sure, go for it.
I was gonna say perception.
You can roll perception if you'd like.
Just to maybe see if it's somewhere like we recognize. No, that's gonna be a 13.
Okay, all right.
Also 13.
They've gone back to their usual shenanigans.
Okay.
It would have been a 21, but I had disadvantage, so it's a 14.
14
Oh,
still better than me.
Yeah. You still be good. Yeah, where the fuck are we?
So you guys, I have to pull up a bigger map. Sorry, the one that's in Roll20 only opens up so big. Give me a second. Can I not zoom in? Ugh. Sorry, guys. Give me a second. I'm a professional DM.
DM has to figure out where the fuck we are with the spell that they cast.
I'm just trying to give you great, like,
General.
geographic, like natural stuff around you.
It's snowy.
It's got some snow on the ground. It's been melting. In the
Okay.
distance, you can see what looks to be the end of a mountain range.
Okay.
Do we see any mountains? Like when we were in Westrun, we could obviously that was just kind of plunked on the horizon. Is there anything about the range that would bring to mind it's a familiar range, as in mountains near Whitestone or mountains near Westrun?
Or like a giant creepy peak that wants to kill all of
Yeah,
us.
yeah, like a
Yeah.
huge giant.
I will say, Arathea, go ahead and also make a perception check.
Okay.
Just tossing
And
it out.
Thurston, you can as well,
742.
if you'd like at this point.
Meh. Oh no, that's the good one.
Thurston's like, ooh, we're gonna have to camp.
Yeah, we are gonna have to camp. I am almost tapped.
Miss Jackson.
Miss
Also, he was
Jackson.
like, cool, maybe I can sleep in this beautiful elven city. This looks gorgeous. No,
I mean,
no,
you-
camping.
Sorry, buddy.
Theoretically, you could have slept in the Elven City.
Just in a jail cell.
Yeah.
Beautiful Elven jail cell.
Okay, Thurston had a backup plan. It's all good.
Have you watched the new She-Ra? It's probably like the jail cells in that. in Bright Moon, where it's not actually a jail so much as like a really nice palace room with guards outside.
Jesus.
Like house arrest? Is that's what it
So,
is?
like Thoshi's
Arathea, what
childhood.
was your
Yeah.
what was your perception?
I was 23. 8 plus 5. Yeah, 18.
As you are all scanning that mountain range, there's
Mhm.
clouds that sort of hang a little bit lower. It's not sunny by any means, but you do see the clouds move through, and in the distance, you do see that one peak.
Fuck.
And it's like far in the distance. But location wise, you guys are in the fields to the southeast of Turst Fields. Like, not farmland. This is just natural sort of plains that you guys are in right now. Behind you, there's another mountain range, but you guys are still just in wilderness. But you do know you've got Gat Shadow as your
our
geographical
left.
waypoint.
Okay.
Yes, it's like in the front, like for
Like
more to your left than
northwest?
it is. Yeah.
Okay,
Northwest is Gat Shadow.
then that
Mhm.
means
So-
Turstfield is
Is
That
directly
due
northeast.
kind of due
Due
north
north.
of us.
yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Do we know based on like our location, and, like the direction of it? Can we get an estimate of how far, like how long it would take us to get to Turst Fields,
To Turst
or at least
Fields-
our bar?
Oh yeah, we have a bar there.
to
Send
Turst
somebody
That's
there
what I'm
too.
thinking.
You guys like slowed down and then all just cut up to each other at once, so I have no
Which
idea what anybody said.
Parking
Aside from
seals.
Dustin's, that's what I'm thinking.
Yeah.
Parking seals.
We sent somebody to Turst Fields,
Arid.
didn't
I
we?
read.
Aaron.
Okay.
Yeah, I say after
Which-
everything that just happened,
We might beat her there.
well, after everything that just happened, I think we should head there and just regroup.
I think that it would be a good idea to hide out there for a little bit. Nobody will.
I'll say you guys know that it would take 5 or 6 days of travel if you were taking breaks and all that. If you were going hard, you can get there in maybe 3.
We didn't bring horses. If you like call Jules.
No, we don't have any of our horses.
We do not.
Have
We
to
don't have
walk?
anything.
It's really far.
So like if you call Jules from anywhere, does he come?
But I mean, he's not
I
going to
think
hear
we
me. He's
already
all the
tried
way
that.
back in the city.
I don't know. I mean,
I think we already tried that.
his
Yes,
violin
I
says
was-
Jules isn't human.
You
It's
hear
a
Fiona
violin. It's a
say,
violin.
"Yes, actually, I believe I was there the last time you tried to do that, and it didn't work."
Shit.
Fiona is
Yeah.
still speaking.
Not a mass hallucination.
Well, I mean, the pollen could still be a thing.
In our
Just give me
Gladius.
denial.
Um,
Even though Gladius talks and we didn't
Gladius.
question it.
we should find
Gladius, you
somewhere
don't
to-
breathe, do you?
No.
Do you hear the
You
violin
have
talking?
to ask.
Yes, I do, milady. You see the
Oh,
two,
shit.
one of the spindly
Gross.
arms does a bow.
Oh,
Oh,
for fuck's
God.
sake! I put him back in my scabbard.
Yeah, no. All right.
We have two choices.
Move
Walk?
on.
Or walk
Or walk.
faster. Walk or walk faster.
Walk.
I admit that I don't know how much longer I can go after having used the lyrium that I did.
Yeah.
Well,
And I don't know about everyone else, but that the rest was helpful, but I'm still pretty tapped.
We
No.
could disguise
Oh.
the dome, right?
If we find a space where it's somewhat going to be covered, perhaps, yeah, I can make the outside of it look more like the surroundings.
Well, then let's walk until we find a decent place to
Yes.
stop.
Yeah, I
North?
think that's the best bit.
North to Turst Fields.
Yeah.
Maybe
Okay.
we'll meet up with Irid along the way. It would be helpful to have Another ally.
4th NPC for Cujo to run.
I don't know. Isn't Iron's coming
Yeah.
from Iman, right? Like she's got a trek in front of her.
Yeah, we're gonna beat her
Ways to
there.
go.
We're
Yeah.
gonna beat her there.
Yeah.
I will just everybody just make one check to aid you in travel. We'll speed through this part because I got a fun little ending bit, and then we will call it for tonight.
Survival.
Sure.
I don't aid anyone with anything. I rolled a nat 1.
Okay.
Why? You were doing so good like 5 minutes ago.
That is
I'm
second natty
helping
one.
you. I'm
I
helping
was-
you. So
I'm
fine.
already rolling it with advantage.
Fucking shit.
Come
Fuck balls.
on,
We don't
11.
mind.
Natural one.
2 natural ones? 3? Did you
Oh,
get one?
I got
Kate?
I got an 11.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
All traitors. Cool.
Thurston.
Is he able to persuade
The nature.
the nature to just like part? Just kidding.
Oh my god, please.
I was gonna stealth
Oh,
scout
he's-
ahead,
he's
but
gonna-
No, you're not in the
apparently-
Feywild anymore.
Yeah, otherwise, yes.
That might have worked before. I don't know. Did anybody do perception? He's just gonna like try to be a lookout.
I
while
was
he's
gonna
following
stealth,
it.
I
stealth
just
scout
did
ahead. and-
perception. I got a 21.
Oh, never
Good.
mind then.
I was gonna stealth scout ahead, but apparently I'm too tired to be stealthy at this
Apparently, you're
point.
wearing your pots and pans.
I
Just
forgot to put
playing
the
them
light
together.
out. I forgot to put the light out on my
There you
necklace.
go. There you go.
I mean, to be fair, I'm pretty sure we did. Yeah.
Shit.
So that was. Oh wait, we all have to do a different one, correct? As usual.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, so we've got perception, survival, stealth, and I'm sorry. What did Arthea do?
Let's see. I'll just say I did. I'll just say history. Trying to remember exactly where we orient ourselves, since I've only really looked at the area from Cursed Fields itself, and so I would have rolled an 8.
Sure.
Yeah, I don't
He's
remember.
gonna do. This is not his thing, but seeing how exhausted, especially like two of his friends are, he's going to actually try to do like a medicine check to try to just like help them along as we're at least trying to get to a stopping point.
Okay. All
I
right. I like it.
like it.
It's a 19.
Hey.
Hey.
Some of
Maybe
the
this is Thurston's thing.
some of the classes you took when you were a child somehow, despite your best efforts, are starting to shine through a little bit.
Aw.
But
At some point along the walk, Cadriel takes out one of the bottles of honey mead and just like takes a huge swig out of it and then hands it to Faraday.
Yeah. Grab your hands.
Yeah, I think there's gonna be some of that tonight.
what I will say is, despite the
Don't,
two
it's gonna be
natural
real
ones,
fucking crowded.
Yeah, it is. It's gonna be real crowded.
despite the two natural ones, you guys do manage to travel safely. On the first night, Cretheus, as you guys are laying down to rest, he looks up and mutters something in Celestial. Cadriel, you hear, "I have failed. I must return." And then turns and then starts walking. And as they do, you see his form just disapparate.
I'll assume that we all kind of saw that, but I
Yeah.
understood him.
It was pretty blatant.
Okay.
I
What did
don't
you
know.
say?
He's not socially aware.
Yeah. Said he has failed and he must return.
There goes that lead.
It has something to do with Cordelia.
You said you mentioned it, and
If it was as close as I would ever say an automaton would come to having some sort of emotion.
did he seem angry or?
It's more like longing.
Hmm.
He said he must return home. He needed her to help him find his people.
Well,
He stopped when I said the underplane. It's all connected somehow, and I don't.
Well, remind me in a few hours, and we'll find out where he went.
yeah.
Hmm,
I mean,
I know.
You guys get your long rest.
Praise Jesus.
Faraday, your constitution returns to normal. You guys make it back to the bar. Sorvellen, by the way, is like full on Jodie Foster. I don't know the name of the movie, but where she's like a little out there, like rubbing mud on her face and like just genuinely not all here. But she tags along,
Yeah.
mostly because she's, I guess, stuck on the material plane now. So,
Sorry.
life's rough that way.
Do I get my level of exhaustion back?
yes, you're good.
Just want to check.
I will say by heading north, you do find the path, and you do see your bar in the distance.
Eh.
You
It
make
has
your way.
been burned to the ground.
No, it's still standing. It's pretty much as you left it. With one minor difference.
It's burned to the ground.
No, it actually looks just a little bit cleaner on the outside.
Weird.
This looks better than I remember it.
It still
You
doesn't have a roof.
you all approach and step inside and see a familiar face. Quincy is behind the bar. You can see that a lot of the furniture has been done up a little bit. It's nowhere near ready to like open their doors, but you can see Quincy and two other people, just like random like staff, I guess, that are working on repairing some of the splinters coming out of the walls. There's somebody that's working on replacing one of the broken windows. Quincy is essentially directing the people as they work and says, "Oh, welcome. I was hoping that this would be ready for you when you arrived, but no. I had heard a tale of everything that happened here, and I decided, well, adventurers need a place to stay, and, well, I may have taken it upon myself to help restore your bar. I have some savings saved up, so you don't need to pay me back. I suppose this is my offer to work for you."
So other people are telling stories about us, is what I'm hearing.
Well, there was a elven woman, Irid, I believe you know her. We had passed each
Yeah.
other, and she had made mention that she was strangely devoted to you all. After hearing some of your exploits and recognizing you for the adventurers and heroes that you are, I made a decision. So I will happily keep the tavern clean. I will treat any customers with respect, assuming they earn your favor. I would happily like to work for you if you'd let me.
Insight.
Sure.
18.
Quincy's being very upfront.
Welcome aboard.
I mean, we have not done a background check. Do you understand how much HR paperwork we have to go through here?
Don't you have to interview like three
Actually, as
candidates
you
or
mentioned
something?
that, you say that,
6
and they
pints
actually
and a glass
produce
of juice.
a pamphlet of paper. It says, "These are all of the locations that I've previously worked for, and the proprietors, and where they can be contacted."
Oh, thank you. And Thurston goes to like go through this.
You would be excited about
I'm
fucking
gonna, like, try
HR
to-
paperwork. Jesus Christ.
I love it. I love that he's excited about HR paperwork. He's going to do
Fucking
so
nerd.
good with like the actual accounting.
Yeah, it's
now,
gonna be his
as-
jam.
As I am now under your employ, I must state that there is one minor issue. And he
The fact that
turns,
it doesn't have a roof.
and you can see
No.
that seated in the corner at one of the tables
Oh.
is a dark elf who is passed out on the table with 3 bottles of wine, some more empty than others, as a broken wine glass
God.
is on the floor next to him.
Did he get
That's
that
where we're
from-
going to end tonight's session.
Yay!
A lot of shit happened this
Oh
session.
my god, so
I
Yeah.
much
hope the
just
rest of y'all
happened.
took notes because I couldn't do that.
I got notes. I got notes.
I
got
have
notes.
notes
I
that
got some
am
notes.
trying to like catch up on right now.
I got notes.
Okay. How
I
many
can't talk and
days
write at
did
the
we
same time.
travel?
That you traveled about 5 days.
Yeah.
All right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay.
Oh shit. So what day are we on?
uh,
780?
Sure. Hang on. 29 plus. Oh shit.
That shit
I'm
is
missing a month.
important?
Yeah, I know.
For reasons.
59 plus
For
is
reasons.
64 plus.
I thought we were on 75.
Hang on. I need to
Cujo,
add
I'm just
numbers.
gonna reiterate, I am not keeping track of that, and Dermot certainly wouldn't be keeping
No.
track.
Fair day is.
I have 32, 29. I can't add in my freaking head anymore. 32 plus 29 plus.
You know what? I've been doing too much Excel
Plus
today, and my brain
5.
is just
I'm at 96.
96.
I think so.
That seems too much.
We had the 2 months
in
2 months
Western.
in Western.
I thought it was
We had
1
1 month in
month.
West.
I
A
thought it
month in
was
Western.
One
Yeah.
month in Western.
How are you counting your 1 month though? Like 28 days?
No. I
Are they
think I
all like? Are
counted
you
it-
counting?
For simplicity, I would have said that would have been a 30-day month.
So like, are we counting all months as 30-day months? I guess.
Yes.
All right. Then that will probably change things. What'd you say you were at 90?
Glad
No,
I don't
80.
have to track this
I count,
calendar for my purposes.
I had the
Shit.
start of
Oh
that.
no, duh, stupid. I'm an idiot. Yeah, 80.
80? Cool.
Yeah, no, I apparently can't do the reverse math very
Reverse
hard.
math. You mean
Reverse math.
subtraction.
You mean
That is hard.
subtraction.
You mean
Yeah, no.
My favorite Travis duh moment.
Yeah, no, can't.
All right.
can't do before.
Well, I'm sure the party's going to want to gush about everything that probably just happened here
Yes.
when we go off the air. But for the
Yes.
rest of you, you tune in. Thank you so much. We love you.
Thank you.
Keep your ears and eyes to socials as we announce Extra Life stuff coming soon.
Yes.
Yes.
But yes, be nice to each other. And we will see you next week for more Decisions and Dragons.
Woo.
Bye.
Bye.